Welcome everyone to the Dawg House. This is the 7th episode. We are just grinding away,
rolling through
these things. What's coming up? What is coming up for us? Do you have any competitions? Anything?
I was trying to put together a team for this like 3v3 Miami event.
Yeah. Didn't work out. Yeah.
Me and Nick Mateo were confirmed.
Yeah.
Couldn't get Kieran.
Yeah.
On. He said he could get us a really good black belt from Wagner Roach's gym. And then I started looking to the tournament. It's so freaking expensive, dude.
Yeah, I told you.
If I could just get a sponsor, like pay for it, I could do it. But it's like $200 a night hotel for like a rinky-dink Motel 6 because the event is right near an airport. So all the hotels are super expensive.
Yep.
And with the flight and stuff and be there multiple days, I was like, okay, this is a little more expensive than I thought. Yeah. So it's hard getting people to commit to that much money.
Yeah, you were like $2,000 split between 3 people. And I was like, listen, I would love to travel with you.
I was thinking
we're
VR
gonna lose money if we win. We're gonna lose money.
Nah, when we win, baby. With the right team, we would have swept through that thing
for sure, and still come home with less money than we
possibly. Yes,
like it's very, very expensive.
Yeah, it's once I actually started to see the real numbers, I was like, okay, this is a pretty expensive trip.
Yeah. So you don't have anything coming up. I will be in. Well, actually, I'm leaving in a couple of days to California with the guys. They're going to be competing on who's number one.
The guys,
Nicky Rod and Kenta. They're going to be fighting on who's number one over in California.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was getting the UFC Fight Pass and who's number one mixed up.
Yes, yeah.
So Nicky Rod's on a UFC Fight Pass as well, but the Victor Hugo match is on who's number one.
Yes,
with Kenta.
Yes,
got it.
Yeah, Kenta's going to be fighting Mika as well.
That's
going to be a fun weekend. That will probably be posted either on the same day or the day after or something of this will be posted on the same day of that. But yeah, that's coming up. And then the weekend after that, I have some seminars in Oregon. If you're going to be in Oregon, come stop by. I'll be at 10th Planet Portland. And then I think it's Hood River, Impact Hood River Jiu-Jitsu. So come stop by. I'll show you how to take people down and hug them. And kill them. Yes, strangle people.
I do have a tournament into February though.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was going to be the Miami or something else. So it's gonna be like a small local event.
Okay, like so this one's local.
Yeah, I'll probably just do like I think there's 2 new breeds coming up, a Naga and what's the other one, Grappling Industry or something like that. Okay, that are local. So if I couldn't do the Miami one, I was like, I'll just do one of these. So I'll probably do one of those just to get some matches for trials.
That's good. Yeah. What is the like expenses on that? How much does it cost to like register and stuff?
I think the new breed's like 65 or 70.
Okay.
For a division. And then if you win it, you get $200.
Yeah. Oh, you get money.
Yeah, the one I did in Dallas like 2 months ago.
You got money.
I got $200 for that.
Sick. Damn, I didn't even get paid for winning trials.
Yeah. So you get $200, I think, for winning the absolute division. Okay. I did the absolute, the one in Dallas, so I got $200 in a belt.
Wow.
For that. Yeah. That wasn't bad.
The belt
made money. The belt is what really gets me. Honestly, the one in Miami was. The only reason why I wanted to go was the belt. So you're not getting enough money. I was like, I don't even care about the money, dude. I want that belt.
Get a belt.
I want that belt, dude. Because my goal right now, actually, I'm going to say this live right here because I want to put a hit out on myself. My goal is to win 10 new breed or Naga belts in a row.
Okay.
Because I just want them as a decoration for a future gym.
Okay.
I just want them just all over the place. So if you see my name at a new breed or Naga, sign up under my weight because I don't want it to be hard.
Yes.
So try and keep me from getting 10 belts. I want 10 belts in a row. So be on the lookout for me in those brackets.
Good. All good. Yeah, that's a good challenge. Forces yourself to compete more.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to do that within this year or
yeah. This year I'll get 10 of them.
Sick. Yeah,
I'll get 10 regardless, but the goal is 10 in a row.
10 in a row, yeah, that makes it more challenging. What else have we been up to? I guess not much.
As far as up to stuff, I mean,
The power's going out.
There's a ghost. Oh God.
Got demons in here.
The power's going out.
What was happening? So I feel like something spooky happened.
To you recently? Do you believe in ghosts?
Of course.
You do?
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have ghost stories. Like,
you have ghost stories?
Yes. I never told you these?
Fucking tell me. I love ghost stories.
I thought I told you these.
Nah, no way.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Get settled in then. I really thought I told you these.
We got a blanket or something. I'm going to get scared.
Yeah. So I believe in ghosts for sure. I have 2 stories of myself. And then I have like 2 stories from one of my cousins, and one of them they have on video. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Bro, I need this video.
I'll try and get it.
Holy shit.
But the two scenarios with me is this is when I was little. See, dude, everything that happens to me when I was little, I wait like years later to tell my parents. Like I could get just like almost kidnapped.
Almost like raped.
Yeah, I was like a few years later, I'm like, by the way, I almost got kidnapped.
Why didn't you help me at the time?
Because this ghost story, I didn't tell my parents or my mom specifically. I knew better not to tell my dad. He would just be like, get away from me. But I didn't tell my mom for like years later. But anyways, I remember specifically when I was little, I was laying in my bed one night, and for some reason I woke up. Like, you know when your eyes are closed and you feel like someone's like near you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So
I'm like sleeping, and I'm laying there, and I kind of feel like someone's watching me. I'm like, what the hell? So I open my eyes. I'm probably like 6, 7.
Yeah.
People are going to make fun of me in the comments. But there stood at the side of my freaking bed. It was a freaking ghost. I know this sounds goofy, but let me get to the details. So when I opened my eyes, the ghost, it was a specific person, by the way. I'm just going to use the word ghost for now. The ghost was like turning away and walking away to the edge of my bed as I was opening my eyes. So I only saw like a quick glimpse of like their face before they turned around and walked away.
Okay.
What was the weird part was the ghost had very distinct features to them that I recognized.
Oh, you knew who it was?
Yes, I knew who it was.
It was a dead person?
Yes. Yes. What? So I turned and I couldn't quite picture what they were wearing. Like from their knees up was kind of like foggy looking, but once it got to the shoulders, it was very distinct.
Yeah.
And it was an older lady that had a blanket like draped over her shoulders. She had like a bonnet style hat on.
Yeah.
With hair that was kind of curly coming out from underneath.
Yeah.
Swear to God. And it was my nanny. It looked just like my nanny. Like that was something she would wear.
Yeah.
Like identical.
Wow.
And I was like kind of froze and like watched it go away. And as it went to my door, my bedroom, it kind of like disappeared, like in the darkness almost. Like I couldn't see it anymore. And I was just like, I laid back down. I was closed my eyes. I was like,
go to sleep.
I'm just going to go to sleep. But
wow,
that one was interesting. Yeah. But then there's another one that I know this one's real because it wasn't just me that saw this thing. It was 2 other people.
This is the one that's on video.
No, I'll get to that one later. Yeah, this is just gonna be a ghost story episode. Yeah, I'm so surprised I didn't tell you these. God. So there is this place in Virginia. If you live near Richmond, Virginia, you know what I'm talking about. But there's a park called Pocahontas State Park.
This sounds familiar.
Very, very well known as like a battleground back in like Jamestown days and stuff. A lot of battles, a lot of artifacts found throughout that area. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, there's been like news headlines of people seeing ghosts there.
Yeah.
So kind of known to be a place like that.
Okay.
Well, my dad and I would go, or my dad specifically would go a lot fishing out on his boat at Pocahontas State Park. But there was a toll booth to get into the park. But if you got there early enough, the person who ran the toll booth wouldn't be there.
Okay.
And you could just drive through. Because there was no gate. You would just stop next to the thing, pay, get your ticket, and go.
Okay.
So my dad would try to get there like at 4 a.m. To where there would be no toll booth guy there, and you could just drive in and go fishing. So one morning, we get there, me, my dad, and my dad's friend. His name was Brian Grubbs. He's dead now, but he was the ghost. No, but so we pull up and we all see someone in the toll booth. We all see the person at the same time, And my dad reaches for his wallet once he sees the person. So he's like, oh, crap, someone's there. And so he starts reaching for his wallet as he's driving up, gets his wallet out. We get next to the toll booth, and nothing's there. Well, the toll booth is like half of its window, half of it's covered. So we're thinking maybe the person's like a little deeper into the toll booth, like maybe grabbing something. So we're sitting there, and we're like, it's been like a minute. And we're like, we all looked at each other like, y'all saw someone, right? We're like, yes, we saw someone in the toll booth. Or without a doubt, it was a person. We sat there. Finally, my dad gets out, looks inside. He's like, there's no one in there. And we're just like,
what the fuck?
We all saw that person in there. Dude, and so we just drove through. And it was a person in there, but it was a ghost.
Did you like, could you make out who, you just saw like a figure from a distance?
I didn't quite see what it was, but my dad and his friend both said it looked like a girl in a dress.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Wow.
And that was the only time I've experienced ghosts, those two stories. But my cousins, I'll tell two of my cousins. I'll tell you which one they got on video first. So my two cousins, Dylan and Morgan, their dad was a Marine and then he was a firefighter. And he collects these old relics and like bullets of like Civil War and stuff in this china cabinet in their house. Red flag number one. And for the longest time throughout the family, they kept telling these stories and we'd kind of think it was a joke until they had this thing happen on video. And then the dad started to say stuff that were like, I guess it's real. But the daughter, Morgan, would say at night something would tuck her in. Like she wouldn't be able to see it, but it would tuck her in. Like her covers would like be tucked in around her. And she was like, after she'd be tucked in, you could like feel and slightly see something leave the room. And that would happen every night. Something would just tuck her in. And I believe that's when they have on video. They set up a camera and you see her covers being like moving, being tucked in.
Holy shit.
I need to reach out to them and see if they still have that.
Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But the last one,
you have to believe in ghosts.
Yeah, you have to. It's like, I have another... I'm gonna be rambling today. Not really a story, but I got like something that happened to me personally that I was like, I believe in just like spiritual kind of, ghosts, whatever, energy, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, the last story was the father, his name's Bubba. I don't know why that's funny, but his name's Bubba. And he was complaining to his wife that every so often he'd see this child.
The same family.
Okay. They have multiple stories. I'm just going to say two to save the time. But he goes, you'd see a child run throughout the house. And both their kids are like 18, 19. And he's like, I'm seeing a child run throughout the house. And she's like, is it PTSD? Like, what is it? Like, are you seeing stuff? And he's like, I don't know, but I'm seeing a child. And every time he tells this story, dude, he's like dead serious. He's like, I'm telling you, I see this thing. And he told a story of when he was asleep one night and he felt something in his face. He couldn't feel it, but he could feel it was close to him, like tapping him and being like, psst, psst, like that. And he goes, one night he opened his eyes and the child was standing next to the bed, just like tapping him, going, psst, psst. And when he woke up, it ran away. And he gets up and he's like, whoa. Like,
just chases it.
Yes. And doesn't even wake up. Oh, no, doesn't chase him. No, just gets up. And he doesn't even wake up his wife or anything. He goes downstairs and sleeps on the couch. This was the time he was a firefighter. And he goes, once again, I'm sleeping on the couch. And about an hour goes by, I'm sleeping. I hear psst, psst. I open my eyes, and it's the same child staying at the same bed. He goes, I got up, and I went and slept at the firehouse that night. And didn't see it anymore. And he goes, and there's like 2 other times he said, I saw the child in the house. And I was like, bro, you got to throw out that china cabinet.
That's crazy.
Man. So I believe in ghosts.
I absolutely believe in ghosts. Have you ever heard of the Sally House?
The Sally House. Where are we? Is it in Pennsylvania?
I don't know where it is. But the Sally House is, I'm going to explain this terribly. I'm nowhere near as good of a storyteller as you are. But the Sally House is essentially, it's a house where a family lived, and the family started seeing a kid like in the house. They would see the like a little girl in the house, and the mother started getting really attached to the kid,
the ghost kid.
Yeah, the ghost kid. While the husband was like kind of weary because he would wake up and like there's a film of him being scratched on camera, like across his chest or something.
Oh my god!
And yeah, but like not the best things would happen to him, but the kid was like the spirit was attached to the woman, and like a lot of things worsen, and it turns out the kid wasn't a kid; it was a demon. It was a demon.
It was a demon kid.
It was a demon child. It was like a demon pretending to be like presenting itself as a kid, so it would kind of like lure, just like fucking, make them feel kind of comfortable and then fuck with the husband.
Wow.
And yeah, it started becoming like dangerous to the point where the family had to like eventually move out and stuff. And it turns out like previous owners or maybe previous just like people that were in the house were in the basement, it was like a ritual like ground. There was like fucking what do they call the fucking star thing on the ground?
Yeah, like the devil's like ritual looking thing.
Yeah.
There's an actual term for it.
That shit was like on the floor.
Really?
And there was like relics in the basement, like in the basement wall and stuff. But yeah, freaky stuff.
That's terrifying.
Freaky stuff. Yeah, people go there all the time and like ghost hunters do shit over there. Yeah, but
my brother has been to an exorcism before.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, Nicky Rod doesn't believe in ghosts.
Really?
Yeah.
Nicky Rod, get in here.
Get the fuck in here.
Oh, we should like throw a prank on him. We're trying like somehow.
Bro, it's so hard to prank him. He's not scared of anything. He won't react.
Oh, I'll get him.
He is the definition of
got his Achilles once. I can get to the mind.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, dude, exorcism. That's just what's the thing called when you get like cut with rust? Rust gets in your blood, and then you fucking have like seizures and shit. And your
rabies?
Seizures. No. Dude, do you know what this is?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. He's talked about it one time.
It's exactly this. It looks identical to what an exorcism looks like.
Really? Like, wait, when you get rust in your blood, you go crazy?
You don't go crazy, but there's like almost a seizure like, and then your back starts arching.
Oh my God.
And people say that is like that. I think you die from that. Like that's like when you're close to death.
Wow.
From that, yeah.
I didn't know this. That's terrifying.
But yeah, it looks identical to an exorcism. So that, like Nick is like, he just says, that is.
You know what's weird is, I'm pretty religious and I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
But I still have a hard time believing in exorcisms.
Really? Why?
I don't know. It just.
So explain your brother's experience then.
So my brother, he just said he like sat in on one. Like he like one of his buddies said like.
How do you just sit in on one?
He said like one of his buddies were a priest or something. He's probably gonna text me saying I botched this whole story, but something about I think his buddy was an exorcist or something like that, and said like, do y'all want to come like sit in on this because they didn't believe it or something like that. And he said he just went and watched and like said like the guy looked possessed.
He looked possessed.
And was acting possessed. Like very just like almost like out of the movies a little bit.
Really?
Not as exaggerated, like crawling the walls and stuff, but he was very oh, this is real. They were right. They were right. As you get dragged back into the room. Yeah. Oh my God. But no, he said like the dude was just like freakishly strong.
Yeah.
Like they tried to move him, they couldn't move him and stuff. Like just like
they couldn't
I couldn't quite. I'm gonna have to text him and tell me the story again.
They need Craig Jones. That's what they need.
Yeah,
Craig Jones.
Craig Jones to hold him down.
Yep.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. But yeah, demons.
Demon be gone, man.
I don't know. It's just a hard time. I'm the type of person where I have to like, I don't know, something that crazy. I'm just like, I don't know. I have to see it.
Yeah,
like,
I guess that's fair. But I feel like if you believe in God and you believe in spirits, then you have to believe in some sort of devil or like
I believe in the devil.
Yeah, and like bad spirits that like want to control people.
I believe in the devil, but honestly,
beyond that, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's hard to for some reason it's hard for me to picture that. Like, man, some person. I think the movies have just like brainwashed what I think it should look like. When I think real exorcisms aren't like that, or the tongues freaking flying around and stuff. I think it's just someone who's very just on the dark side, maybe. I don't know, but it's hard for me to believe. Yeah, it's that crazy.
Do you know who Richard Ramirez is?
Richard Ramirez. No.
He was the Night Stalker. Yes, he was a.
What's a Night Stalker?
That was his nickname. He was a serial killer in the like 80s, 70s or 80s, and essentially he believed he was like associated with the devil.
I think I might know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, he was dropped on the head as a baby, I believe.
Oh, that'll do it.
But
same.
But yeah, he like worshipped the devil or whatever. And he would just like go. This was in like California. He would go to like people's houses, like fucking rape, kill, jerk off, like all over. Their fucking ejaculate across the walls.
Just all everywhere.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Empty the tank.
Empty the tank, indeed. Yeah.
Wow.
Nicky Rod would be proud. But yeah, he would do shit like that, and then he ended up getting caught. He was like, they've reenacted it on a show I watched. What it seemed like was he was like in like a town, small town, and the people like recognize him through the newspapers, and then they like fucking hunt him down through the town or like city.
Wow.
And eventually they catch him.
The Good Samaritans hunted him down.
Yes, eventually they catch him and turn him in, and I think he got the death penalty. I think he got.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
But I think some people. I mean, some people. If I'm not mistaken, some people have gotten away with doing some pretty crazy stuff because like they were insane. Or if I'm not mistaken, I could have swore I heard a story one time of the guy was like I was possessed by a demon, or like I was possessed by the devil, and like he didn't get away with it, but his punishment was a lot lower because like he really believed that he was possessed. They said he was like insane, so they didn't give him the death penalty or anything. They're like, oh, he's just kind of crazy. Yeah, and kind of got away with it. I was like, oh, interesting.
That is interesting.
The Amityville Horror.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that guy pretended like he was possessed.
Yeah, and
he just killed his whole family.
And he got away with it, didn't he? Like not get away with it, but like they kind of gave him a very low charge.
Like, this guy's really.
Yeah.
Wow. This was recent.
I don't think it was recent.
Amityville Horror, that's really old.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, if they plead insanity kind of like that, like, oh, I'm possessed by the devil and stuff. Crazy. I'm crazy. They're like,
like, okay.
Right.
We'll take some years off.
We'll take some years off. Yeah. That's freaking crazy.
The word was tetanus.
Tetanus. Yes.
Oh.
Have you seen a tetanus death?
I've heard of like a tetanus shot. Like, do you have your tetanus shots?
Yeah. So if you don't get that, you die.
Wow. But you don't get that, you get possessed by the rust.
You haven't? Have you ever seen a death from tetanus?
No, I'm going to have to look. Oh boy, Jay's reaching for the phone.
Google?
He probably has. He doesn't need Google. These are saved on his phone. I guarantee it.
How'd you know? How do you spell tetanus?
I thought you said Tetris.
Tetris. Tetanus death.
Does it look gross, or does it just look disturbing?
It looks like an exorcism.
Oh wow, yeah, that could be. That could be a possession. Possession.
That's like so common, like that, like back arching, like that.
That is rough.
I'm trying to get like.
Guys, close your eyes. Don't look at this.
Yeah, you guys aren't allowed to look at. Yeah, look at this shit.
Wow, that dude is. That thumbnail, he's basically levitating off the ground.
Yeah, federal love, fuck.
Okay, oh, they got the thumbnail. They pulled one of us.
Get us. Yeah.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Oh my god, that is terrifying.
I don't want to watch it.
I was going to ask, why do you believe in ghosts?
I've never had any ghost stories.
Yeah, so why do you believe in them?
Because I want to.
Because you want to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Too many stories up
There's
there, right?
too much shit going on.
Too much stuff going on.
Too much shit. Bro, you're telling me all those stories you told me of multiple people having all these, having these like things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've never had things happen to me. Just South Jersey
There
wasn't much. There was dirt bikes and fucking bonfires. That's all we got.
That light was flickering early in the podcast. They're on this. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I guess the only reason why I would believe in ghosts, even if I didn't have something happen to me personally, would be like, there's no way that energy of people just disappear like when you die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the thing is, maybe this is just the way I think of it, but if they feel like, this is just all conspiracy.
This is all conspiracy.
If they feel like kind of not complete, or like they died, but like just, because who dies is like, but fuck, I don't know. Like when people die and they feel like they have more to do or something, maybe they stick around.
Someone
know.
to get revenge on.
Revenge, or like
there's something called purgatory, which is
it's a song by Charlie Shoulders.
yes,
Yeah,
it is a song. That purgatory is like when you die and you're not ready to go to heaven. So like if you make it to purgatory, technically like you've made it to heaven. But you have to be like cleansed before you can walk into heaven. Some people believe that like when spirits roam the earth, they're like in purgatory, until they can go into heaven or something like that.
Okay.
So that's another conspiracy theory that people talk
Interesting.
about. Have you heard of
Purgatory? That sounds like dangerous. It's like, you're in purgatory.
You're going to purgatory. You're in purgatory, boy. Dude, it's gonna be rough. Some people believe that we're in purgatory right now. Like this is purgatory. But have you heard of a movie called The Fourth Kind? No? It's based off a true story, and I didn't really know this until later. I watched it a long time ago. And I looked it up, and I was like, wow, this is real. Was somewhere in Alaska, like in Alaska there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if someone goes missing,
They know.
people know.
Yeah.
Like 40 people went missing like in a day. And were
What
never
the
found again.
fuck?
Never found. And the whole movie is based off aliens.
Oh,
like it's based off like aliens coming down and abducting people.
Hmm.
But it's made more of like a ghost, scary, demonic movie.
Okay.
So it gives off more that feel than aliens.
Interesting.
But the original true story is based off people thinking that aliens came and like took these 40 people.
Wow.
They never found them. There's no trace of them. Nothing.
Wow.
Gone.
They didn't like go on a hike and get lost or something.
40 people go on a hike.
40
I don't
people,
know.
Yeah. I don't know 40 people. Fuck.
Yeah, you could look it up. Look
Yeah.
up like Alaska Fourth Kind or something.
When I was in Hawaii, they were telling me some ghost stories over there. They have some. I think they have a lot of stuff due to like the land. I think there was like a lot of wars over the land and stuff. And they said something about like the night marchers or something, where essentially they're like there's like these trails where they used to hike for something, and they would have drums and they like beat on the drums.
Oh my God.
And at nighttime, one of the guys I was talking to, they had a few experiences. Well, this is like I think this is a common thing because it's kind of like a tale where they tell like the kids and stuff. They're like, if you hear the night marchers,
You're done.
yeah, they're supposed to come and kill you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so if you like hear the drums, you're supposed to do something, and like maybe it's like fucking don't open up your eyes, some shit like that. I don't.
It's the first thing they tell you when you get on the island. You're just like, I'm ready to go
watch
home.
out for the night marchers. But yeah, they're like, fuck yeah, I don't specifically when we go. I have to,
I'm gonna bring it up again.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, night marchers.
I will bring it up when we go.
Hear the drums and like, yeah.
I know there's a lot of ghost stories with like Indian like native land.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like Indian native land. There's like always ghost stories and that kind of stuff. But this is a little off topic, but kind of on topic still. I had the most weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life ever was when I got this scar on my wrist right here. See a scar right there on my wrist?
This guy?
Yeah.
What was it?
That's when I sliced. Did I ever show you that picture? When I sliced myself down to the bone.
Oh, really?
On accident.
Wow.
On accident.
No, you never, intentionally. No, you didn't. When was this?
It was when I was working at Chipotle.
Oh.
I was working at Chipotle. This is an interesting story, guys. Pay attention to this because this is like.
This is why you stay in school.
Yes. This is going to sound really, really weird, but like when this happened to me, I've always been religious, but when this happened to me, I was like, bro, there's got to be a God or something. It goes from this to something crazy.
Okay.
So I was at Chipotle cutting cilantro, which I was a dog at. At the time, the beat was like 2 bags at once. So I put out 3 bags, and I had this massive ball of cilantro. I'm like, I'm going to slice and dice this thing up, baby. Boom! Slit my wrist. Blood gushing everywhere, dude.
The cilantro!
All over the food. And at the time, I was working with these 2 girls, and they like started freaking out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, like, blah, blah. I'm just sitting there just like, and there's blood just gushing around. I'm like, before I react, I was going to first try and think of a solution. So my first move should be going toward the solution instead of panicking, right? So I wasn't going to move or do anything until I had the solution thought out in my head. So I'm kind of looking at it like, oh, what the fuck do I do? And just blood going everywhere. And they're like freaking out. I'm like, I look at the girl. I'm like, go grab me some napkins.
Yeah.
And so she went and got me some napkins, a big old handful. I'm just like wrapping this thing around my wrist. And I knew it was bad because I saw my bone. I was like, crap.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I immediately get driven to the emergency room right there in the spot to get stitches. And on the way there, I'm driving. My mom calls me freaking out. Put the girl on the phone. She's like talking to the girl who's driving, some random girl, we don't even know her. She's like, is he okay? Is he gonna die? Like my dad's freaking out. I'm like, Mom, I'm fine. Yeah. Like it's just bleeding. I've stuffed it with napkins. Like it's fine. And so I get to the emergency room, and at that point, the napkins I've been using are kind of covered in blood. So I'm like,
okay,
all right, I need to get some.
Guys, I need help.
I need some help. I'm gonna pass out.
Feeling lightheaded.
So I look at it. I'm like, when you go to the emergency room, you have to fill out the little kiosk.
Yeah.
I walked in there. I was like, I'm not filling that out. Let me in.
Yeah.
I was like, give me some stitches. So I knock on the window, and they're like, what? They open the door, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, come in. So I go back there, and as I'm getting my stitches done, something goes through my head that I was just like, this is weird. It was I can't even explain the feeling that came across my body. It was so weird. You're waiting to laugh. But I'm looking down, this doctor's giving me stitches, and for some reason I had this like feeling come over my body where I look down at my wound being stitched and I see my bone and stuff, and I had this thought that this body is not mine. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I felt that, but it was like I was 110% sure that I was correct.
Really?
110% correct.
Like
sure.
an out of body.
Yes, it was
experience.
It was like that. This is not me. It's not me. I know I sound like some hippie spiritual person, but I swear to God, it was that feeling.
You had no medicine at that time?
Nope.
Really?
All they did was just numb my hand a little bit, so I wouldn't feel the stitches. And I looked down, and I just had this weird feeling coming to me. I'm like, dude, this is not me. Like, this is not my body.
Yeah.
Like, I'm borrowing this.
Interesting.
Yeah. And ever since I had that feeling, that's when I was like, I thought, I was like, God's real after that. Yeah. I was like, someone gave me this body. Like, this is not me.
Yeah.
So that's also why I believe in ghosts a little bit too. Because I was like, the energy that like here, like it has to go somewhere else. It doesn't just stay trapped in here because this is just like a vessel. I was possessed. Add a little bit of rust in my blood.
You brought up a movie, so I guess it's time to bring up the snacks. I went to Central Market because a few days ago I got this.
Central Market's your place now, huh?
Bro, it's fucking good. They have these milk chocolate toasted coconut sea salt chocolate bars. They are very lovely. And then while I was there, I was like, this one I like, but there's one issue. Let's have at it.
I hope this is better than the last chocolate you had me try.
Oh, way better. Way better.
Oh my God.
It's milk chocolate, So it's very, very sweet. That's
Holy
the one
cow.
thing.
This is good.
It's very good. You taste the coconut, whatever else, the sea salt. It's good.
What's the name of it?
I don't know, but it's blue and navy blue.
Toasted coconut sea salt. Wow. Guys, I'm supposed to be going down to 66 for trials, and Jay just now made that not happening. I'm going 77.
It's very good. But I was like, man, there's one issue with that one. Just a tad bit too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for the same brand, but like dark chocolate versions. So this one, blueberry acai.
Blueberry acai.
Blueberry acai chocolate.
Your first time trying it? This one?
I had it probably 30 minutes ago. I couldn't wait.
This literally tastes like if you got chocolate and blueberry and put together.
It's amazing.
Wow. It is really good.
I think it's Central Market brand. Good stuff.
Doesn't surprise me. Central Market has like such specialty stuff that's so good.
Random. Who thinks of, you know what? Let's put blueberry acai in a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What's the last one?
So this one, not the most fond of, but this one is Seed Trio. Dark chocolate, 3 different seeds in there. Pretty good, but does not compare to the blueberry in my opinion.
What is it? Seed Trio.
Good texture. Good crunchy.
Good texture. Nowhere near as strong as it tastes as the other two. Very dull taste. Not a bad taste, but like dull. Other two are very heightened taste.
Bang.
Yeah, bang.
You feel it.
Punches you right in the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So is there anything else to... Oh!
Yeah, there is. Show them. Show them.
We got a surprise from our sponsor here.
Mm-hmm. Petwear.
Petwear Co.
Sent the goodies.
Some of the goodies. The beautiful dog collars of theirs. They made some custom dog collars. This one is the Dog House.
D is only one.
Right?
It's us.
They've got cool... Honestly, really cool collars. I'm gonna get one sent over to my mom for my dogs back home, but these guys even have like removable patches. So we have our like our patch here, and then we have like this patch here that's removable with the classic dog pissing.
Yeah, piss on the leg, baby.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I really like this. I was very excited to see
that one's sick.
And I've not been disappointed. Honestly, this is very, very sick. So thank you to Petwear Co. for sending us the collars. We're going to put these guys to use, create like a cool ad with Leo at some point.
Yeah.
And then what else? I guess we should also talk about Caulibuds and Juce Organics. Thank you guys for always supporting us. Caulibuds, they do magnets for your ears to prevent cauliflower. And then Juce Organics supplements, some of the best stuff in the game. I tried the greens. It was pretty good. Nicky Rod also, he has his own green sponsor from his podcast, and he started drinking it every day.
They're good.
It's good.
If you're trying, if you're trying to live healthier, like it's the way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
even the greens, like we were talking about it before this podcast. Actually, we're talking about this guy just spilled so much. We were talking about how many greens, like vegetables, you need in a day to build, like reach like the standard or like what you should actually be consuming. It's a crazy amount of vegetables. So the greens help you get to that point, get the those nutrients that you need, and yeah, I guess that's all for sponsors, right?
I'm gonna hold it some, okay?
You have to put it all the way in.
Okay. Okay. Just breathe out if...
Mom, can you just do it?
I know I shouldn't curse in front of my mom, but cauliflower ear sucks. I use Caulibuds ear magnets. I really wish I would have had these magnets, but my ears were messed up. These keep my cauliflower ear at bay. They're the original and best quality cauliflower ear magnets on the market. Step 1, drain your ear. Step 2, pick your buds. Step 3, put them on your ear. Make the right decision. Invest in these Caulibuds so your ears don't look like chicken nuggets like mine. Check them out on Amazon or Caulibuds.com. Add ears. Train with your buds.
Juce Organic's powders are certified USDA organic, 100% vegan, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, and soy-free.
We have a wide range of products that are here to support your health needs. Our products are designed to boost energy, enhance endurance, and aid in muscle recovery. Packed with organic superfoods, Juce helps fuel your body with intense training and quick recovery.
Juce Sport Greens is an all-in-one greens supplement with 7 essential organic components, consisting of greens, antioxidants, protein, probiotics, mushrooms, and fiber to help promote a strong and healthy body. And don't forget to use code DAWG25 to get 25% off all of their products.
Check out Petwear Code today for a personalized touch that your furry friend will love. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on this. Happy tails, everyone.
Use code DAWG20 for 20% off. Yep.
Let's dive a little bit into the old serious stuff.
Serious?
Did you have anything specific you want us to go over today?
I did. Did you?
I had an idea, but this one is always like in the bank. 32.
Oh, okay. Okay, mine might fade into that, so we might as well. The cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag, guys.
Okay.
All right. This is a good one.
It's about time.
It's about time. Yeah. This kind of goes into the movie I wanted to recommend, which is not The Fourth Kind. That was just a conspiracy movie. But you said you've watched the Equalizer movies.
Yes.
Except for the third one.
Yes.
Good. Watch the third one.
Okay.
There's plenty of good movies out there. The Equalizer 3 is a good one. Specifically, and I'm going to say this out loud because I need people to hold me accountable for it because I'm not doing a good job at it. After watching the Equalizer 3, it inspired me to reach out to Tim Kennedy, message him, and say, is there any community service stuff I could do in the area that you know of?
Yeah.
Because I know he's very... he helps freaking everybody.
Yeah.
So I know, like, if there's anyone to ask, he would know. Like, he just knows. And he answered back, and he told me some places, and I never did anything. I never did anything. So like, but I'll admit it. But I need to.
Yeah.
And you're probably wondering how this is going to tie it together. I'll tie it all together. So I'd recommend that movie. It's a really good movie. Besides that, it's just a good movie. But for some reason, at the end of the movie, it makes you feel like you should just be doing more, like for people, including yourself. And so it got me thinking. This morning, I was going on my morning coffee walk before I went and lifted, and I was thinking of a movie to recommend to you, and I thought of Equalizer 3, and I was like, oh, what do I like about that movie? And then I thought, oh yeah, made me want to go do community service, help people. And I was like, why would I do that? Like, why would I want to do that? And why do other people like Tim Kennedy and stuff? Like, why would you want to go help people for no money or nothing in return? Yeah. And my first answer is, people don't like this answer, but it has to be somewhat true, it's got to be some sort of selfish feeling, right? Because if it made you feel bad, you wouldn't do it. But the fact that it makes you feel good is you do it. Yeah. So there is some sort of sprinkle of selfishness to it, of helping people not expecting return because you like the feeling it gives you, right? So it is a little selfish. But I was like, what's the other side of it that's not selfish? Why would people like doing community service or helping someone they know needs help but not expect anything in return? And I was like, because anytime I've done that, you get genuine happiness. And I was like, I was like, well, what the hell is genuine happiness? And I was like, so buying a car makes you happy. And we made a joke about this one time. We were like, there are people are like, money doesn't make you happy. Because if you buy a car, it gets old. And I was like, well, I'll buy another one. You know what I mean? Like, if I buy a nice car, I'm happy, then my happiness goes away. I'll just buy another car. And I still think that's true.
I agree.
I think it's true. And I'll probably do that at some point. But I'm like, if I ever have a lot of money, I definitely want to help people. Because what I think the difference between genuine happiness and just happiness is genuine happiness doesn't wear off. So I think if you do something like community service and it makes you feel good about yourself, that feeling that makes you feel good about yourself, it doesn't go away. So you're constantly filling your soul or your mind with genuine happiness and it never fades away. So you're just, I feel like if you just keep doing it, you'll just become a happy person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that was my thought behind the movie. And I was like, that was my whole thought process behind why I would want to do community service. But y'all comment down below. Call me a lazy bastard because I have not been on that. And I really need to find something to help people like that. But, and so then on that same walk, I started thinking about like, yeah, let me tie it into Rule 32.
Okay.
I was like, finishing my walk. People are probably looking at like, who is this crazy dude like talking to himself, just walking around, just do. And I see a bird, and this bird comes down, and it lands surprisingly close to me, to a point where I like stopped, and I was like, I'll see how close I can get to this bird. Yeah, I was going for the Achilles. And so like I started getting closer, and it was probably from me to the camera. But on a tree. Yeah. And I kind of stopped and I'm looking at it and I was like, wow, it's not going away. Like, why isn't it going away? And then right when I thought that, it flew away. Yeah. But while I was like creeping up on it, I was just like, that's a pretty bird. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
this fucking guy, what's wrong with this guy?
I was like, that's a pretty cool looking bird. Like, it was this pretty blue bird. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool bird. And it flew away. And I just kept walking, like drinking my coffee.
Like, who's this guy talking to?
Yeah, come here, birdie. But then, yeah, that made me think like just Rule 32. Just like appreciate the little things. I'll have you talk more on what Rule 32 is. I got it from you.
So Rule 32 is essentially just, the rule is appreciate the little things. And you say, well, what are the other rules? Why is this rule 32? Why is it not rule number 1? It's because I got it from a movie. It's because I got it from Zombieland, and rule number 1 in Zombieland, if I'm correct, is
I thought it was, it's not cardio, is it?
It might be cardio.
I think the rule number 1 is cardio.
Cardio.
If I'm not mistaken.
Buckle up. Limber up.
Another great movie.
Double tap. Appreciate the little things.
He's got quite a few of these memorized.
The don't be a hero, and then that switches to be your hero at the end of the movie. I watched the movie plenty of times.
I've never seen the first one. I've seen the second one.
What?
Yep.
Dude, you have to watch the first one. First one's way better.
Really?
Way
really?
better. Yeah.
I like the second one.
I've connected my entire... Anyone who knows me knows this movie. But yeah, essentially, people, like, especially fighters, they always talk about being able to appreciate just life in general, like the ability to compete and just everything, appreciating the entire process of being a fighter. And I'm trying to take that and kind of make it even a step further of why not appreciate everything. Especially nowadays, it's so easy to just like be head down in your phone, just like going through life, not even noticing so many things that you could be appreciating, but it's just like you're just on your phone, mindless almost. And I'm especially this like past year, I've just been trying to appreciate more. And like you guys will see that we post on our Instagram story every now and again, like the sunset or just something that looks cool, and it just says 32, because we appreciate these things. And it's just like, why would you not appreciate a beautiful sunset? Why would you not appreciate the rain? Why would you not appreciate?
You know what you did that I was kind of like, I caught notice of it. Well, first and foremost, I've always been trying to teach myself to be grateful, but the whole Rule 32 thing I got from you.
Yeah.
Which I love it, and I've applied it to my life now. It's Rule 32.
Yeah.
I like how there's like a label for it. You know what I mean?
Label. Yeah, that's what the movie is. It's just putting a label on to, like, anytime I think 32, it's like, appreciation.
Exactly. It's like, what did you say about like how you slap Mickey Rod's hands before a match?
It's like
anchored.
anchoring.
Anchored. Yeah, anchoring.
Yeah.
So it's like before I was grateful, but it was like this big broad thing.
Yes.
But now that you mentioned Rule 32, it's like my anchor to notice it. You know what I mean? And I saw you post a story one time. Every time we send each other like a Rule 32 post or I see it in your story, it's always like the sunset, really pretty sunset. And then one day he sent me Rule 32 and it was nothing but just rain clouds.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that quote unquote pretty.
Yeah.
And then when I opened it, I was like, that's right. Like I need to remember that it's not the typical storybook pretty stuff I need to appreciate.
Yes.
It needs to be literally everything.
Yeah.
So when you
everything, why not?
When you sent the rain clouds, I was like, it made me ground myself again. Like, oh yeah, like I see the sunset. I'm like, oh, but anytime the sunset isn't pretty, I'm just driving along the road.
You can see.
I need to look and just even the rain clouds be like, hey, that's not a bad view. Yeah. You know, I could be looking at a jail cell.
You could not be able to see it all.
I could be able to see it all.
You could not be able to hear it all. Like the movie.
Like the movie Sound of Metal. I watched it, Jim. I watched Sound of Metal. Yeah. It was really, really good movie.
It's good. Yeah.
That made me think of Rule 32.
Yeah.
Like, bro, a quote I love. I think I don't know where it came from, but I heard it from Kamal Usman. Mm-hmm. He was like, his mom used to always tell him, if everyone in the world wrote down their worst problems and then put it in a pile, he goes, if you got to see other people's problems, you'd pull yours back out.
Yeah.
You'd be embarrassed. And I'm like, man, that hit me hard. All the stuff I complain about in my life, if everyone wrote down their worst thing, put it down, the second you saw other people's, you would immediately pull yours back. Yeah, so next time you think your life is hard, just know it could be way, way worse.
Absolutely.
So that made me think of Sound of Metal too. Like, bro. And next, I was telling Jay and I were eating somewhere one day, and I was talking about the Sound of Metal. And like before, Sound of Metal, by the way, is a movie about a guy who's losing his hearing, and he's dealing with that throughout the movie. I don't want to spoil too much. Really good movie.
I think I spoiled the entire movie on the
yeah,
previous.
Probably. But Jim and Jay recommended it to me, and I'm a movie guy, so I went and watched it. But anyway, so after watching that movie, every time I'd hear a loud motorcycle go by or like someone screeching their tires, it would annoy me.
Yeah.
And just by switching my mindset to where at least I can hear them.
Yes.
It no longer bothers me. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. Think about how many things in your life that bother you, but just by changing your mindset, it could no longer be a problem in your life. Every time I'd hear a car at night screeching down the road, I'd be like, God damn it, my life sucks. Yeah. So now I hear it, I'm like, at least I can hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good reminder.
Like, great reminder.
Yeah.
Great reminder.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, 32. Appreciate the little things.
Appreciate
everything.
Yep.
I guess that.
The thing about that movie is that it was based in Austin.
Oh, really?
Really?
It starts off in Austin.
Yeah. Oh,
what? Shit. I didn't know that.
I also didn't know that. Wasn't that the lady was she was like French or something, right?
The girlfriend?
The girlfriend, right? She was like French. Where was the end of the movie? Was that in like a different country?
I think so.
Or was it Ohio?
Yeah, the carnival?
No, the one when she's at her dad's house.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Sound of Metal.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about Zombieland.
Oh, Zombieland. Oh,
Zombieland.
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Wichita, Tallahassee, whatnot. Yeah. Two good movies, honestly.
But anyway, that's the stuff I think about on my coffee walks.
Well, you speak to yourself.
When I speak to myself, yes. I talk to myself sometimes out loud when I go on my coffee walks, and I know sometimes people hear me and they're like, that dude's a lunatic, dude.
He's one of the crackheads.
Well, yeah, they're about to think I'm one of the homeless out there. That was another thing, too. When I was talking about Sound of Metal, I was like, after watching the movie, you only get these lessons from movies if you have your mindset grounded in a good place, right? You could see the movie and be like, think something else or whatever, man, it must suck to something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's so easy for me to take away things from everything because I'm constantly looking for opportunity to better myself.
I'm sure so many people saw Sound of Metal and were just confused at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I understood the ending completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing the homeless, like before I'd see the homeless outside my apartment or something, I'd be like, oh my God, like, why are they around here? Blah, blah, blah. And then now,
stink.
Yeah. Now I'm like, well, at least I can see them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least I could see. And then they'll probably stab me in the neck tomorrow. And I'm gonna be like, well, at least I can feel this. Dead. Oh God.
He died appreciating.
Yeah, not appreciated, baby. That's right.
Oh, that's hilarious. At least I can feel
At least I can feel
the
it.
cold metal.
Yo, the sound of metal entering my neck.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Appreciate more 32. I guess that also, like I mentioned, athletes and like the ability to appreciate things and how they kind of strive to have that kind of mindset as a competitor, which is good. And I mentioned how we can just incorporate into our daily lives, but also I guess we should mention how it's good to just like the ability, appreciate the ability to compete. Not everyone can. Almost like I was thinking about this earlier. It reminded me of how you brought up Aiga, where you were kind of just like had an overwhelming feeling of just like
Gratitude.
fuck, this is for me.
Yeah.
And like you can feel that when you're like, fuck, like of all the people, I'm right here. Mm-hmm. And this is this is my time right now.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
That's the best time to appreciate something. The best time to appreciate something or to feel gratitude is when you're nervous or when you're scared. That's the best time you can feel gratitude, because if you're doing something that makes you nervous or scared, then you must be doing something meaningful. You care enough about it for you to be scared to do it.
Yeah.
And that alone should bring you gratefulness, because it's like, think about all the people who will never be able to feel nervousness because they'll never have anything meaningful to do.
Yep.
So the fact that you're feeling nervous to do something, it means you're about to do something that you really care about.
It's fucking awesome.
And you have something that you really care about, you're about to do. Imagine all the people who wish they had something they cared about.
Yeah.
Like, bro, why are you nervous?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, go out there, get after it, baby.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Lose or win?
Yeah. It's a really good
As
feeling.
I shit my pants before every match. Oh my God.
It's a good feeling if you're, capable of being there. Make sure you appreciate it.
I've been seeing a lot of people talk about that recently. I've been seeing videos about it. Like Vito, Bo Nickel. They all, dude, you start to nitpick these guys' brain. They all say the same thing. Yep. Vito's like, man, I just started to finally feel grateful to be out there. Yep. Like, just, man, only thing I have to do is perform my best.
Yes.
And if my best means I win, sweet. If it means I lose, then I just have to make sure next time my best is better.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. There was another video I think you sent me, or I saw somewhere else, where he was talking about how he kind of accomplished his like ultimate goal almost, and
I
was
like
oh, this is it. I did it. And then he just kept going, and he's like, okay, well, why am I still going? What am I chasing? Mm-hmm. And he came to the conclusion of just trying to be his best.
Yeah.
Be the best wrestler he could possibly be.
He just loved what he did.
He just loves what he does, and he's trying to, be peak him, peak potential Vito.
Shout out Vito.
Yeah.
Aruja.
Complete dog.
Dog.
The guy is as fast as a fucking
lightning bolt.
Yes. It's crazy.
To break that down even more, what you just said, when he was like, see, my goal was never be the NCAA champion, be an Olympic champion. He's like, then I won a world title and still didn't feel fulfilled. And then I beat that guy, still didn't feel fulfilled. Yep. And then he was like, I realized that I was just enjoyed trying to be my best. Yeah. And I think hear me out. I just had an Einstein moment here. I think everyone naturally gravitates toward that, but they don't realize it.
Yes.
Meaning,
absolutely.
There's a reason why you say your goal is to be an Olympic champion. It's because by setting high goals, what does that naturally do? It makes you have to get better. And so you enjoy the process of yourself getting better.
Yeah.
But you label it as this thing, not the actual thing that's making you happy.
Yeah.
So everyone naturally gravitates toward the feeling of getting better, but they try and label it as in a medal.
Yeah.
When if you can just keep that same feeling, but move the label from the tournament or the medal to the actual action of getting better, then you realize you kind of start to you feel a little more fulfilled after doing that.
But there are some people that only want that medal, that only want that belt. Like there are some people out there. Like I remember seeing a video of it was like Cheeto Vera was like so kind of distraught when he lost. He was like just like I guess emotional and but because he lost, he didn't take it as a lesson. And like it's kind of cliche like taking a loss as a lesson, but it's like it is a lesson. You have to use it, you have to use it. But if you're not using it and you're just taking it as like pain, you're not gonna really get anything from it. He was talking about how he lost to someone and was like going for like couldn't sleep and would just run instead at night and just like kind of crazy shit. But he's taking losses as like just differently, because it's kind of, he looks at it as a loss, as him getting further away from his ultimate goal of becoming the champion, as opposed to trying to be his best self. And that's why people look at losses as lessons. Yeah. Because the lesson forced you to be better.
I have a tough question for you.
Hit me.
Not everyone's the same, right? There are some people that find motivation or fulfillment in like, I'm not going to speak on behalf of him because I don't know what he thinks in his mind, but I'm just going to assume. But like someone like Gordon, it's like what motivates him is I want to have more ADCC medals than anyone else. Yeah. Like I want to go down as legacy as no one can beat my records, like blah, blah, blah. And there's other people who are like that rather than like, oh, I just want to enjoy the journey. I just want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best grappler. If that means 8 ADCC medals, then that's what that means. If it means 0, then that's what it means. Yeah. There's different paths. What would you tell someone who asks, how do you know which path is right for you? Because there's some days you are grateful, blah, blah, but there are some days where like to get shit done, you have to feel like you're the bad guy. You have to feel like you're bringing the dog out. You have to feel like you're maybe you're not religious. Maybe you're just fucking, maybe you're evil. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to like tap into these things that go against what we talk about to get shit done. And sometimes I do that myself as well. Sometimes like, I guess the only example I can give is like Kieran with the bastard. Yeah. It's like sometimes I have to feel like I'm super religious. So sometimes when I feel like, this is going to sound bad, but sometimes if I'm in practice and I feel like I'm going against it a little bit, like I'm gonna be evil, I'm gonna be a bad guy. That gives me the motivation to like pull the dog out. You know what I mean? So if someone asked you which one's best for me, what would you tell them? Like how do you find it?
They would have to they would have to know like within themselves, I guess. If I feel like it's more a matter of ultimately what they want, because like even at a training, like training, it should always be more of a lesson, like no matter what. Unless you're just trying to like scrap that day, then it's like one thing. But I don't know, because like if you're scrapping but your training partners aren't scrapping, then it's like
it's a highlight reel.
Yeah, it's a highlight reel. But yeah, I guess the answer is within them.
You know what example I'm trying to give? Like the Instagram page, I think it's Voices of Men, the edit they did on you. Yeah. And you and Nikki Rod, like how in that video the vibe was not I'm grateful to be here.
What
the vibe
edit was it?
What
Well, I think they've done multiple edits.
One was hardcore, and the vibe was like, I'm here to take over. Like, I'm here to conquer, right? So we're over here preaching that we get better because we're grateful. We enjoy the journey, which is all true. What we're saying is very true, and I think it's what makes me better. But are those times you tap into this mindset of like, I hate to say this, but it's kind of true. It's like, fuck being grateful. I'm here to take over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you flop back and forth in these two mindsets and whatever one benefits you that day?
I don't know if I flop, but I feel like sometimes it's just like, sometimes I get maybe not angry, but like frustrated.
I just get angry.
I get frustrated.
Yeah. So frustrated kind of makes you kind of
like pull a little bit extra out. Like today I was doing so we're taking the back and working a specific thing to trap the arm. I was hitting it, and spent a lot of time on the back today. And there were some times where the guy was like doing good on like hiding the chin, or like I couldn't like trap the arm, and I was like, I'm holding you here. I could strangle your face right now. And it was very, very frustrating. And pretty much the entire time I'm fighting that other side of me of fucking choke him. As opposed to, hey, trap his arm, do this, then get the choke. Get the choke under the neck. Don't do it over his face. And then sometimes the other side will come out and it's like, squeeze his fucking eyebrows. And it worked every time.
Yeah?
Yeah. Every time. Both of them worked every time. Trapping the arm and then squeezing the eyebrows.
Okay, answer me this question. Right before J-Rod steps onto the mat, what thought are you having? I'm grateful to be here, or I want to conquer this man?
Conquer.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we say all this about being grateful and stuff, but yet what gets the job done is like that opposite mindset. So when is the right time to use one or the other? You know what I'm saying?
I think throughout the entire process of like training and stuff, it should always be grateful. But I guess for me personally, and it's always worked, so I always use it, is just I always think about, this might be fucked. I think about doing
bleep it out.
I think about doing like just the most heinous things to my opponents, the entire like just the dirtiest things,
God.
and just embarrassing them on the mat. That's I literally.
That's your thought.
That's part of my warm up. I warm up, like I get like a hard, like
I get a hard
pretty
one.
much. I get really hard. I get like a hard round in, and then once I'm all limbered up, I go away from everyone else, like in the back. Like I just like go away, hide in some corner, sit down, close my eyes, and I just think about fucking killing this man.
Wow.
Yeah, like fuck jujitsu. Like I want to hurt you.
Interesting.
Like bad things.
Bad things.
Dude, good fucking song, right? I've been singing Billy Idol, Blue Highway.
Oh, Blue Highway. Oh boy.
All day long.
You have I want to do the most heinous things to someone, and then you have his little
Billy
song of the
Idol.
day videos on Instagram with like some girly song.
That's me appreciating
Yes.
the process
It's-
and doing
no, you
whatnot. And then when it comes to competition, flip that
It's because
switch.
you can control your emotions.
That is a good question, though. Why do I flip that switch? Why do I feel like I need to flip that switch?
Yeah,
when
like
the
why
entire
is it when you go
process-
out for you to perform, that's the thought you have to perform. But yet you say what gets you better is just enjoying the journey, just enjoy being out there.
Yeah.
But it's not what you think before you go out there. It's I have to kill this man for you to be able to perform.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting question.
Yeah. I think I've personally done it because I've done it since young, because that was kind of an issue of mine. I was always a slow starter in all my, even in jiu-jitsu, until recently I got a lot better at it. But even in wrestling and beginning a jiu-jitsu career, I was always a slow starter, like not aggressive enough. And when I kind of flip that switch, that helps. That helps, like, be aggressive, fucking hit his head a little bit harder than you hit your training partners. You know? Fucking, I don't know, poke his eye.
I have another question
shit
for
like
you.
that.
And I want to hear you answer, because I'm asking these same questions I'm asking you, I'm asking myself.
Okay.
And some of them I don't know the answer, so I want to hear your answer.
Okay.
This kind of goes a little bit toward I don't know how far we're in, but I want to have this
We got a little bit of
conversation.
time,
about like the 3 battles: mental, physical, and faith. If you're practicing, you're doing the right techniques, you're going out there, and before you go out on the mat, your thought process is, I need to kill this man, blah, blah, blah. And that puts you in the mood to go out there and perform your best. You do that, and then you still lose, sometimes multiple matches in a row. Do you start to think that that does not work anymore?
Never.
So then what, when you do lose, where do you put the blame? Like, is it my technique? Is it my mindset off? Why'd obviously steroids do play a part in some opponents. But when you come off the mat and you're by yourself, where do you go as far as like, what did I do wrong? Was it technical? Was it
obviously it varies like match to match, but I think like
I'm interviewing you right now, but I'm also interviewing myself. I think I'm thinking these same things.
Like with the steroid thing, I think it's always good to have the mindset that JoJo has, where no matter if they're on steroids or they're cheating, doing this or doing that, there's always a way to beat the guy. There's always a way. You know, it's not fucking impossible.
Yeah.
So with that, you know, kind of in mind, what was the question?
It was when you come off the mat and you had that thought before you went on, like, I'm gonna kill this guy, blah blah, and you still lost and it didn't work. Where does the blame go? Like, my technique must have been off, or was my psyche not there?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like most of the times for my matches, like it's either like decision making, or I feel like my psyche is usually always on point. Like I've competed so much, I'm never like, it's not that I'm not nervous, but it's just like, it's kind of just another day in the office. You know, I'm used to this. And it like being in front of people, being in front of like the crowd and stuff, that like gets me going.
I like it too. I feel like I would believe it or not, I'd much rather be in a match where everyone's watching me, like at a Yiga, than in a building where it's like quiet and there's not a lot of people. I hate that. I feel like I don't perform well. But like I kind of like that too.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a big issue with a lot of people, that they don't immerse themselves in that. They kind of drown in it, which is not good at all, obviously. But it's like some people are so talented, but they can't even create a career from jiu-jitsu, or competitive jiu-jitsu at least, because they can't perform in front of those crowds, when you should really be rising to the occasion. You know? And that becomes, that's mindset. That's not jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You know, that's all that is mindset. You should be capable of, and if you're not capable, train yourself with, you know, reps of competition, or honestly, reps in competing is the main thing. I'll never forget the first time I went to regions. I was a freshman. I went to regions and I lost first round, and I was terrified. I was shaking, walking to the mat, and like getting onto the mat, shaking, just froze. And second year, I was nervous again, but I kind of got the hang of it, just because like that specific room, it just felt like the crowd was on top of you. Different from States. I felt so comfortable at States as opposed to that room. Like the room was smaller, there was less people, but just I don't know what it was. It was just the air was thick.
I know what you're talking about.
It was just thick.
I would rather there be 10,000 people in a massive arena all watching me than a small building with like 30. It just feels weird for some reason.
It's like cramped. It
feels weird.
It's just like, fuck, I don't know how to explain it. It just honestly, that specific gym was it was rough to compete in, but that's what developed, you know, my ability to compete in front of those crowds.
Yeah, because if you can get used to competing in that, then you can compete anywhere.
Exactly. And honestly, that I feel like that's the issue with like, I hate like competing And like like the last trials, you have to like walk through a crowd of people in order to fucking get to your mat.
Yeah.
Or like fucking the Nagas and that type of stuff. It's like, bro, I'm trying to compete.
Yeah.
And then like at the last trials, I'm like walking over to like compete, and there's people like, oh, it's J-Rod. Selfie. It's like, fuck, dude, I'm trying to like strangle a man right now. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I remember I was sitting behind you.
Yeah.
And I saw these 2 kids come up, like standing at a distance.
Yeah.
Just like staring at you for like 5 minutes, like waiting to get an autograph.
Yeah.
And you just kept like staring off into the void.
Yes.
And they got a little closer. They got a little closer and a little closer, and then finally asked. Like after like 15 minutes went by.
Yeah. It's one thing if I'm like just chilling or off to the side and talking to people and whatnot, but if you see me with my hood up and a fucking look on my eyes, I don't want to talk to you.
You're the enemy.
Don't talk to me, please. I'm thinking about killing people in my head. I might bite you,
The dog.
The dog will come out, But yeah, seriously, don't talk to me while I'm getting ready to compete.
The authenticity is real.
Yeah. I'd much rather be honest instead of like,
oh, dude, without a doubt.
I'll still just come up to me after I compete.
He loves y'all.
Come on. Yeah, I need you guys. How far are we?
Oh.
Hour 14.
Ooh. We got a little bit of momentum going.
Lengthy.
All right, well, I guess we can cut it there. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Dawg House. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below of a dog and a puddle of piss or something.
I like that.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
See ya.